Howdy guys! I want to start by apologizing for how late this video is coming out. This is actually my second attempt at making this video because I didn't expect myself to have such an emotional response to reflecting to Mythicon. Like when I sat down to record the first video, I went in super jokey. I wore a cowboy hat, which is like, yeah, let's talk about Mythicon. But as I was sitting trying to do the video, a lot of realizations came to me, and the impact of what this event had on me finally really sunk in. And I just needed a minute to I just, after that, was not in the mood to be on camera. I was not feeling able to properly present myself, and I just needed a minute to take in everything that I was finally really reflecting on. So finally, here is the long-awaited Mythicon video. This be Ev's experience at Mythicon. As you can see, I'm wearing one of the merch items I got at Mythicon. I love this t-shirt. I love the mustard yellow with the brown. Very, very fitting for the event. And I'll try my best to get into all the details of what I experienced starting, from day one going through. And then I'm gonna, at the end, sort of give a full reflection on everything. So I'm gonna try and keep this as orderly and structured as possible while still kind of going off the cuff, if that makes sense. Cool, let's do this. So my experience with this Mythicon thing does not start on Friday, the first day, but actually Thursday night. I had just arrived in Austin, and I did a road trip. So I left the Monday, the week of Mythicon, and I drove all the way up to Austin and back. Well, technically I didn't drive. My parents took me because they are incredibly amazing, and the fact that they were willing to drive me all the way across country just to see this event means a lot to me. So I'm very grateful for my parents for all this, not just for Mythicon, but all the support they give me. So I have to give a shout out to my parents for, allowing me to have this life-changing experience. This would not have happened without them. So Mom and John, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Really appreciate it. But so first night I stopped at the Hilton. I was staying in an Airbnb with my folks, which was about 10 minutes from the Hilton because we can't afford a hotel and we like a little privacy where we stay, so worked out for us. And I gotta say, right off the bat, you could tell that the people that they were working with to get this event going had their shit together. You walk in and immediately incredibly clear signage of where to go. They had signs everywhere pointing you exactly where to go. The minute you walk in, you're just giving them your ID, proof of vaccination or negative test, and then they give you all your little wristbands, and for me, Mythicon Mega Beast credentials. So I got a special badge, and then you got to pick up your blanket and signed poster. And I wanted to make sure I did this on Thursday so I could take the poster and blanket and have it safely put back in my Airbnb, because I don't want to carry that around at the event. I didn't want to get dirty, because I wanted to make sure I could frame the poster on display, and hopefully I'll have some pictures to interject over here for you. So I did revamp my mythical wall of stuff to hang my poster, some new merch that I've recently picked up, and I love it. It's the crown jewel of my mythical wall. It's my new favorite thing. Although I will say, I think my poster was getting a little late in the night because Link's signature looks more like Rhett and liver, which, you know what? Whatever, my signature isn't any better than that, so I am not mad at all. Love you, liver. But yeah, I pick up my credentials. Everyone was so nice. The people working with them, everything was organized. They had a QR code that had a full guide to everything to expect at the event. So they were really busting their booties trying to make this really organized and a positive experience right off the bat. So my expectations were definitely rising even more than what they were already at for this event because of how great the staff was at helping, get it all together. And even before the night's over, I had the opportunity to meet up with the amazing Mythical Beast Rafa. If you don't know who Rafa is, I'm going to put a link to her YouTube channel in the description. Dancer, choreographer, and working on this amazing project called Project Mythical Beasts, which I've had the honor of being interviewed with her, and we did a follow-up interview that day, and it just means a lot that, you know, she wants me to be a part of this mythical project and, you know, to voice my experience and opinion to share with other mythical beasts. It really means a lot. And if you guys want to support Rafa and her project, I highly recommend you take a look at the link in the description. There should be a link to the project for you to help fund it. They're always looking for help, you know, but for funding the project to keep it going, to make it as best as possible. And I would just love it if you other mythical beasts could give her some love, give her and everyone else working on the project some love and support, and just, you know, keep being your mythical best, because this project has a lot of heart, a lot of hard work going into it. And I just really hope that other mythical beasts and even those at Mythical and Rhett and Link can see it and just see what a, you know, great community we are. And I'm gonna get back to our great community, because trust me, this whole event is nothing but our great community. But again, Rafa, I loved meeting you. It was an honor to be a part of your project, and I hope that we can work together in the future again and just hang out and be mythical buddies. But other than meeting Rafa, I also got to meet up with some other new mythical beasts in Austin from across the country, and we just had some delicious pizza and hung out, and it was a perfect introduction to what Mythicon would be, because, you know, all these people have different backgrounds. You know, we're not all in the same age group. We have different experiences, different perspectives on life, and yet we could all get together and just, you know, welcome each other with open arms and just have fun. Because, like, no matter what, we all knew we loved these two weird guys from North Carolina, and, you know, we just all had this surge of mythicality, whatever that, you know, truly is. We just had this positivity and love and excitement for everyone around us, and it was just like meeting old friends or like a family reunion that isn't uncomfortable. It was so nice, and it was the perfect way to get me prepared for what Mythicon was. So I'm sorry I don't remember every single one of you guys' names that I met up with. I met up with a lot of mythical beasts, not just there, but at Mythicon. So I don't remember everyone's names, I apologize, but it was so nice meeting you guys, and it was a perfect way to start off Mythicon. So yeah, that's basically Thursday night for me. After that, I go home, get some sleep, because I gotta get up and get ready for J1 of Mythicon. So to start off, I want to start off by talking about these shuttles. These were not shuttles. These were like cross-country buses, okay? Like they said, oh, we'll provide shuttles. And when you say shuttle, I picture those tiny little white, you know, looking buses that can hold a handful of people that you see at your college or at any other event, like, or at a hotel, those little shuttles. No. These were full-on buses, like with the hydraulics that can go, so you can get right on at the level. And there were even places for, you know, people who are handicapped to be loaded in for them. It was amazing, and like they really wanted to make sure they could get as many people on and get them as quickly to the location as possible. And, you know, all the drivers were so nice and amazing, and having to deal with that city traffic, you know, they did phenomenal. They really tried their best to accommodate getting everyone there as best they could. And the fact that that was free, included with the ticket, these nice buses for us to get to the location. Like, it was so comfortable. You could just sit in there. You weren't cramped at all. It had freaking footrests like you were on a nice train. So you could just sit back and get a beautiful view of driving out of the city and into the desert. It was phenomenal. So the minute I saw those buses, I knew that the ticket cost was worth it, because they really allocated the budget well to show that they wanted comfort, security, and everything for the beast to be all the important stuff they wanted nailed down. And it was just so great waiting in line and sitting on the bus with all these other mythical beasts, just hearing everyone's different conversations. Everyone was so open to talking with each other. It was amazing. Like, just so much fun, and like not being shy at all. Like, normally I'm the kind of person that's constantly riddled to the bone with anxiety. Like, I'm always living with this little bit of fear in the back of my head that someone's gonna look at me and start a witch hunt, you know? But I did not feel that at all. Like, from the moment I got, like, in line with everyone to, like, the absolute end of Mythicon, I just felt so comfortable with all these people, because we all are a little weird in our own way, and it was just so fun to, like, be on this ride with everyone. So, like literally right off the bat, this event is already, like, worth the money to me. So after we get there, they load you off, and then you get in the lines to, wait to enter into the main, convention area and, get your bag checked and the whole security thing to make sure no one's being dangerous, which I don't think anyone at Mythical Beasts just don't pull that kind of crap, but, like, literally, I think I remember someone saying that the security team said that this was the easiest event they had to work at, because why would we try to do anything stupid? We respect everyone, and we're just all there to have a good time and mingle and do some fun, weird stuff. So, but the fact that they even had all the security there, just very comforting. Like, they really worked on making this great. Very safe event, I would say. And then you enter into the event, and I'm immediately just so excited, because the first thing you see when you enter is they have this big balloon arch, because what's a party without balloons, Like, it was great. Just a big rainbow arch of balloons, and then right to the side, the very first thing when you enter is Damyell's fun spot, the Carnival area, which I go there later in the day. It's not my first stop because I have other priorities I want to get to, so I'll get back to Damyell's fun spot. But I did take a little photo op at the Damyell head, which the fact that the crew, like the team, actually built that, and they built a lot of stuff for the event, just again, kudos to the art department for not just stuff on there, but everything they've made. I have huge respect for them as someone who's very crafty, resourceful, likes to create and build things, not just like musically, but physical stuff too. I just really admire what they're able to make. Like, they can literally take a bunch of crap and make something amazing, and I love them. Amazing work. Keep it up. But just the first thing when I get in there, I just take a look, and you just see this literal mythical town, because it's literally like all these little buildings that are Western themed. There's a church that's got the movie house in it, where they literally are sitting in pews, and you can just sit and get free popcorn and watch mythical content. They got the 10 feet tall stuff. They got some of the songs for when. I only stopped in there a couple times, but it was just a nice little, little theater space inside a church. They had the Mythical Society house, which I'll get to later as well. Just everything was so great. And of course, a couple of the houses were set aside for staffing, but it just was such a welcoming little town. Like, it literally felt, I'm sorry, but if we're not a cult, if we weren't a cult before Mythicon, I feel like we're all kind of a cult, because the idea of just having all of us Mythical Beasts together in this little town, it was just such a fun little feeling. Like, it's hard to express it. I'll get into my feelings more toward the end. I'm trying my best to stay on track, but there's a reason we call these rambles, So the first stop that I make is I want to get in line for the Mythical Museum / merchandise, because I want to get my merch before things potentially sell out. I wanted because when you're a bigger guy, the bigger stuff goes first, because it's just what tends to happen. There's more people of bigger size and smaller size. I've noticed, at least when I buy the merch. So I'm like, I gotta get my merch quick if I want it. And also the prices, even though they were selling this stuff on the store, the pricing is cheaper in person. So I took that into account, and no shipping. So I was like, yeah, let's get the merch, and then I can wear some new stuff. I won't do a full haul of all the merch I got, but a couple of things were the t-shirt, but where was it? I also bought this pin because I love my jacket and enamel pins are my thing, so I had to get the pin. But they had stickers, postcards, hoodies. They had another t-shirt that's white with the black design. They had hats. They were selling the blankets there. Like, I was very impressed. Oh, cantinas. You could get custom like metal, nice cantinas, which is great because you're allowed to bring an empty water bottle to the event and fill it up if you want. So it's like yeah, if you need water and you need a cool thing to hold it in, like literally great option for the merch, very good. But before the merch, you go through the museum, and it was really freaking cool to see all this stuff up close. I mean, the very first thing you see is like really the hard hitters, which is Damyell and Baby Man. And that was just, it's so cool to just see this stuff in person, to see how everything is made together, how things are held together, to see the wear and tear. Like, just, there's something really special and magical to me about seeing something that someone's put a lot of hard work and creativity in person, and just to see the way, like, it was so resourcefully put together. Like, for me, I think the most mind-blowing was looking at the current wheel of Mythicality. They had the wheel there. Like, I knew they would have the old one, but I didn't expect the current wheel. And I don't know why, but I was expecting, like, I didn't expect it to be made of what it was made of. Like, each placard is more of like, you know, like a foam board. Like, I thought it'd be like a wood or metal, but just to see that it's like it's much simpler than I expected. And I don't know why, but there's something kind of comforting and cool about that. The idea that, like, it's made of something that I could make myself, you know? Like, I don't know, everything just felt so much closer to myself. It's hard to explain, but it was so cool to see everything. Hopefully I've been presenting all the pictures because I'm all over the place, but yeah, they had the Guinness World Record for Josh eating all that dang baby food, which, apologies, I did not go to the baby food eating contest because I have a wonky relationship with food, and I just didn't want to see people potentially vomit up baby food. You know, that's just not my cup of tea. But for those of you who went and enjoyed it, good for you. I'm glad you had a good time. Really am. Not sarcastically. I'm glad you had a good time. But yeah, just seeing all this stuff, the puppets, oh my god, I'm a puppet nerd, so seeing their puppets up close was great. Yeah, just seeing everything was so, it just makes everything feel so real. Just to know that everything is tangible, everything was created by these people, and to know that, you know, what they've made, like, as mind-blowing and cool as it is, to know that I myself could create something like that too. This whole trip was very inspiring for me, but seeing all this tangible, great created stuff just made me more motivated and more confident in myself to also create, because it's like for me, the remnants of the pizza car was the thing that blew it over, because I could look at it and I'm like, I can tell how they did this. I can see what they used to make this. And because of that, I feel like I could do this. And like, it's not, and I hope it doesn't sound like I'm dampering the quality of the work. I'm not at all. Like, what they make is impressive, well done, incredibly resourceful and creative. It just makes me feel like I can do this, and that I want to do it more, and that, like, I really want to enhance my own skills to be as resourceful, to just make cool stuff like that. So yeah, I love that. It was just so great just to see there. And also just talking with people in line while looking at everything, hearing everyone else get excited, and just talking to other people. It was just beautiful. Also at the same time, literally in the building next door, and they're connected by a hallway, Rhett and Link are having their meet and greet, and while I'm waiting before I even go in, I see the golf carts zoom by, and I can see their beautiful heads of hair coming by, and everyone just getting so excited. But just that I didn't realize how close literally all of us would be, not just us Mythical Beasts, but the crew and Rhett and Link themselves. Like, this was a very intimate experience, and I'm gonna keep getting more into that. I gotta move on from the merch in the museum. I got more to cover. So next after that, I went to see Cotton Candy Randy's house, because I really wanted to leave my mark, and I was just really curious about how creepy they were gonna go with it. I was very impressed, because when they said you could write on the walls, I was not expecting what they did. Like, I was expecting you go in one of the houses and they would have maybe like chalkboards or paper or something on the wall, but they really went hard on the theming for this one. I'm gonna just show a whole video of me walking through this, but literally the best way I could describe what this was like, imagine a hobo who lives in a box, but he's like a bougie hobo. So he's not like just living in one box, he's got a box mansion. Like literally, this whole inside was constructed of nothing but cardboard. So literally like the floor and the walls, like limitless drawing and writing possibilities. And you know, everyone took really good advantage of that. There are some really talented art drawn on there and a lot of fun different messages on there. And I of course left my mark. I put "This be Ev" and "We're still good," because that's kind of become my motto. When anything goes awry and things look like they might be going south, I always say we're still good, because I'm strong enough to power through whatever challenges come my way. So I had to leave my mark there, but I loved all the details that they put in, all the cockroaches and bugs, the shrines. Like, it was great. And the fact, like, you go in there and they even have like a fog machine, and the whole time Randy is just whispering sweet nothings and singing little songs and just doing his thing inside there. Like, if you're not big on like haunted houses, there's no jump scares, but if you're not into like creepy haunted houses, this might have been a little meh for you. But I absolutely loved it. And they had like Sharpies, crayons, and chalk there. Although by the end of the night, all the Sharpies were gone, which, if you're one of those beasts who stole a Sharpie, that's not very mythical of you. Not very mythical of you. But other than that, I loved going through Randy's house. And I did the next day go back to see if anything else has been added. And it was really cool to see everyone's stuff just put everywhere in there. And I hope that they managed to save at least some pieces of that cardboard, but I don't expect them to hold on to all that cardboard. But it was still just so fun to see all the different artistic talents and different funny blips that everyone would put in, the references. It was very fun, and top notch on the theming. I'm a sucker for good theming, and you satisfied my theming urge, so nice job on Randy's house. Oh, and of course, I don't know why I didn't expect that they'd do this, but they were selling cotton candy right outside Randy's house, and it was good cotton candy, like organic, so all natural sugar, no bleached sugars, and you can mix flavors. So I got original cotton candy mixed with bubble gum. Oh my god, it was so delicious. It was great. I believe the company is Sugar Clouds, so shout out to Sugar Clouds for that amazing cotton candy. It was a long wait, but I think it was absolutely worth it, because you get a big wad. Like, it wasn't just like a little thing. You get a big wad of cotton candy, so it was worth it to me. And, you know, just spot on for Randy's house. After visiting Randy's house, I wanted to go and see the VR experience. I really wanted to experience the VR set, just because seeing, you know, Twinkie Fingies work so hard on it, I really wanted to get and look at all the details, because I'm fascinated by, you know, people who can just create these digital things. Like, I want to be able to like do a lot of like video editing and creating that kind of visual effects, but like it's so hard for me to understand it. So for him to create this amazing virtual world to interact with just was blowing my mind, and I had to see it for myself. So you go in, you sign a waiver, of course, because, you know, a lot of expensive VR equipment, but spot on. They had you wear a little face mask to go over, so, you know, no oils or makeups or, you know, any gross germs would be transferred when you wear things. So they were really looking out for safety on that. Awesome. And you got 5 minutes to experience, you know, either the set or the Cotton Candy Randy lair, which I wanted to go back and do the lair, but just with time constraints, I didn't get a chance to. But I did get to do the set, and I was blown away with the set. Just the amount of detail. Like, I can't imagine how much time it took to make all this. I don't know how the details behind it work, but to look at things like the golden Lincoln head and be able to pick it up and see details like the barcodes, like worn off, detailed on the barcode from when they bought it, to pick up Link's barf bucket and see where the Sharpies like kind of come off over time, like all those details. And then to be able to open drawers and see hidden references to things in the past. It was just it was mind-blowing, and I had to thank him, Zach, in person about how impressed I was, because I don't know how much work goes into that, but he said it took him like 10 months to create all that, and having to test it all, make sure it works, just amazing experience. It was great. I hope everyone who was there got to experience it and had as much fun as I did, even though for the first half I didn't wear I was having trouble getting my headset on because I'm kind of a tech noob. I love the idea of VR, but like I'm not good at it, and with my glasses, it's just always hard. So like about halfway through I finally got it set on right where it's like, oh, now I can hear things and actually do it. But I still absolutely loved it. It was pretty straightforward how to move everything, like nothing felt too complicated. It was just very good, very fun. And yeah, if they ever sell it as a VR experience, I would buy it, even though I don't own a VR headset. Christmas time? Anyone want to get me one? Nah, that's cool. I don't need one. It's fine. After the VR experience, I decided to go and to head over to the Society House. I wanted to do those things and also wait for lines to die down because literally, everyone stormed in wanting to do this and that. So I also wanted to make sure I made it to happy hour because who doesn't love free cocktails? And this is a good time to mention that all the specialty cocktails were sublime. The ones that I had the most of were the Moscow Mushel and the Palubalubis, which is, a Moscow Mule and a Paloma, and they were amazing, very delicious. And I had the drink vouchers, so I didn't have to pay for a lot of drinks, but I didn't find the drinks, too expensive. Very delicious though, so whoever helped make those I think it said designed by Trevor. So Trevor, great cocktails, very delicious. You can barista for me anytime. But I head over to the Society House. You go in, you just either give them your email or your first and last name. They look you up on the Society, and then you get a little specialty band for all the cool Society members to get in. And it's just a very nice, chill, intimate space. You got this beautiful patio that, you can sit on. And also, that's where I decided to stay for the live show because it wasn't worth lining up for everyone to get into the field because people were lining up for that at 2 o'clock already, like to get nice places for the field. And I'm like, not worth it. I'm just going to chill at the Society House because then, you're not in the mud, you're just on the balcony. And not only could you peek to see the stage, but they got a live feed on screen. So literally I was getting this live feed screen while also like a direct view off the patio of the stage. So very, very nice setup for that. Very nice setup. But inside the Society House, you got like a stage for when they do some of the main events. And they have tables everywhere that you can sit at. And they even have conversation starters on there. So they were really thinking about like the beasts who maybe want to mingle but are a little shy and weird about it. They have different, ways to start a conversation, which I thought was great. The fact that they were encouraging, mythical beasts to interact and mingle, which I got to do, having a couple of cocktails and just talking with new people, introducing myself. It was really fun and great. And also inside the house, at least from what I saw, I think they had a poster people could sign, but I didn't end up seeing it and didn't sign it, but whatever. They had on display in a glass case a couple of the quarterly items from over the years, so that was cool to see it all. And of course, the gong, the Mythical Society gong. And I got a little picture of me next to that, because, how often are you going to see the gong? That's pretty cool. But I loved being in the Society House, not just for the events, the specialty events they had in there, but just to be able to have a chance to sit down and mingle with these other beasts. It was so much fun, because I am not the type to just go up to strangers and be like, hey, I'm Ev, you want to chat? I am not at all that kind of person, but I kind of became that person at this event, and it was really fun to just, put my guard down and just talk to people, and everyone was so nice and welcoming. Like, I did not feel any negativity or hatred from anyone. It was so great. Loved it being in there. And again, cocktails at happy hour, and then the next day at Good Mimosa Morning. Amazing. Like, not a bad drink during the whole event. Everything was great. Speaking of drinks, I do want to mention, they mentioned it during their live show, but free water for everyone. And it wasn't like Dasani or some like cheap bottled water. No, free liquid death. Free liquid death for everyone. That was my first time having liquid death. Amazing water. I thought the can would throw me off, but you know that little can taste, aluminum with the water? I kind of liked it. It made me feel bougie, which I'm not normally one for feeling bougie, but I felt kind of bougie. But the fact that they're like, not only are we going to make sure everyone has free water, we're giving them the good stuff. So, absolutely amazing. Definitely, I could tell that a lot of money went to that, but worth it. The fact that I could just stand in line, they're like, hey, you want some liquid death? Just have one. I'm just like, for me? Oh, well, what did I do to deserve that? Thank you. Amazing. Amazing. All I can say is sing the praises. This event wasn't perfect, but it was still outstanding and amazing. So after that, I wanted to check out Damyell's Fun Spot to see what they had there. And personally, I felt like they could have had more traditional Carnival-esque games, but honestly, like, I could care less about the Fun Spot. It just kind of felt like it was an extra to add, like extra things to do, but it wasn't like something I was excited to rush to. But the stuff that they had, I still thought was great. They had the Ferris wheel, which I was too scared that my fat ass was gonna break it, so I didn't go on it, but it looked a lot of fun. I did attempt to do the bull ride. I was not able to get on the bull. If it had like little stirrups to put in so I could hoist myself on, I probably could have done it, but maybe next time, if I do a couple more squats and get my legs and my core strong enough, maybe I can get on that bull and show who's boss. But hey, at least I tried and no one was rude about it, and I had a good laugh with everyone, so I can't really complain too much about that. They also had axe throwing, which was really fun. I did some axe throwing. They had this thing where you could put on like a Velcro suit, like in that one movie, what's that movie? Big Fat Liar, I think it is, that Disney movie where they do that. Anyone know who I'm talking about? Any 90s Disney kids, you know? It's fine, doesn't matter. They had bouncy castles, lots of bouncy castles. They had the traditional, you know, hit the hammer with the bell and it goes bing, you know, show off what a big strong man you are. I didn't end up doing it, but if I did it, I'm sure I would have looked like a really cool, big, strong man for sure. Yeah, no doubts about that. But yeah, I don't think what they had was bad. I was expecting something a little different when you think of Carnival, but you know, they allocated they put their attention, I think, in the right places. Instead of being like, we're gonna have a full-blown carnival with all these games and prizes and stuff. I feel like they making sure everyone had security, a safe, comfortable way to get there, and free water, and all the other specialty mythical stuff. That is top priority, and they really excelled in all that. So I feel like I can't even complain about the carnival, you know? Everything was, like, great. Like, truly. Also, I do want to quickly say I didn't have any of the food at the food trucks, but they did have some food trucks and some coffee places, and there might have been more food down the way, but I didn't see it because I'm weird with food, and I ate free popcorn and cotton candy and alcohol. That's what I lived off of because I'm crazy like that. But the food looked really good. They had a hibachi grill truck. I think they had a barbecue and like chicken truck, and then like Mexican street tacos and street food. It all looked really good. The lines were just a bit too long for me, and I was like, if this place has free popcorn and free booze, why would I need real food? So, but don't do what I did. Well, not necessarily the highest recommendation, but I survived. I had other priorities, I guess. But after that, the first like big event that I went to see was Rhett doing James and the Shane live. And originally that was going to be on the main stage, but due to the rain we got that morning, the field was all muddy, and they wanted to make sure that was all dry and cleared out for Rhett and Link live the next day. So we did it in the big tent, which is a smaller stage venue, so it was harder to squeeze everyone in. But again, they have TVs mounted in places, so if you can't really get super close to the stage, you can still like have a live feed of what's going on, which amazing that they did that. Again, like, crew is spot on with that. But it was very emotional and special to see Rhett perform Human Overboard live. And that was the first time he got to, you know, perform his music outside of the recording production, and then for his close, you know, friends and family who heard it. And you could definitely feel that he was feeling the love and a couple of nerves. He did at one point like mess up one lyric and give a damn, but it didn't even matter, because I probably would have done the same thing. And just being there to support him and this new music path he's taken, it was really special. And you could just feel that love, like he was really taking it in. I think it really meant a lot to him, and you know, you could tell that it meant a lot to him. And I'm very happy that I could be there for that performance. And also, I gotta say, Jessie, the album did not do you justice, girl, because those operatic skills, oh my god. Like, I'm a sucker for some good operatics, and your voice is outstanding. It's gorgeous. Just amazing. And hearing you and Rhett sing together, just, your voices complement each other very well. It was very beautiful, very moving. And by the way, Jessie, you have the most beautiful smile. Just amazing, perfect smile. Just, it was great seeing you just have fun and be encouraged by all of us. You killed it. And again, Rhett, you nailed it as well. Just, you could just really feel the emotion of it, and being able to sing along to the songs that, you know, had an impact on me with all these beasts. Just, it was really special, and I'm just very honored that I got to be there for that special performance. And also, Rhett, again, I want to thank you for just how inspiring and moving your James and the Shame music has been on me. Sorry, I just have a lot of emotions that it's hard to put in the words for it, but I'm very happy that I got to be there for that performance, and I hope you're happy and proud of yourself for what you did, because you should be proud. You should be immensely proud of what you've done. You're very talented, incredibly skilled songwriter, great performer. You have a wonderful, beautiful singing voice, and you just made something really unique and special that we all loved, and we're more than happy to support you on your journey. So thank you for that. It was amazing, a beautiful performance. After that performance, my phone was about to die, so I actually had to run off to find some staff to get a phone charger, and I actually used someone else's phone to let my folks know to pick me up, because originally I was going to Uber, but I didn't think my battery was going to make it to then. And thank God I got a charge in my battery, because right after that performance, I get an email notification that my question has potentially been selected for Ear Biscuits Live. That's pretty freaking cool. I was just taken aback just seeing this, and immediately I sent an email back being like, yes, confirm, I want to be there. I would love this opportunity. So now I've got this in the back of my head, hey, just so you know, you have a chance that you're going to talk to Rhett on Ear Biscuits. And that just was crazy of an idea to me, because I assumed because I didn't get a meet and greet with Rhett and Link that because they got so much to do and they're basically, hotshot celebrities, I got no chance of interacting with those guys. And yet, this lucky strike, I got lucky with this opportunity, and now I was maybe, just maybe. And even if they don't read my question, I get to be right up front for that, so that was something I had to look forward to tomorrow. But after that was the last big event for Friday, and that was the big karaoke party with Emily, Michaela, and Jenna, and then a couple of special guests. Chase was there, Jordan was there, obviously David, who was helping there, and Lily even was there, which it was cool to meet Lily, but I got to meet Chase and Jordan in the wings and hang out with them. But I got another lucky strike from fate, and I got selected for karaoke, and that was so much fun. And I'm really happy I got to do that, because I have not performed for an audience in years, probably since the pandemic. I think 2019. Last year I performed for anything, and it was in a Mary Poppins musical in the ensemble. But to be able to just sing to an audience, having them sing along just cheer me on. Like I couldn't help myself but just let the audience know, like, I love you guys, this means so much, because it did. And just to have Emily and all of them there to back me up, just having a good time, like, it was incredible. Hopefully the video's been playing along here. If not, here's video of me singing Kissed by a Rose for a seal, and it was so much fun. I'm so happy. And by the way, thank you, Jenna, for being willing to take a fall on your ass on stage for me to get that footage. Because my phone, as I said, was about to die, and I just say, all I ask is that at least one person film this, because my phone is dead. And then Jenna's like, I got you! Whoa! And I'm just like, I want to be nice and make sure you're okay, but my song has started, and I'm trying to be a professional and sing. What? There used to be a grain town. But the footage was amazing, and the fact that, you know, she just was like, no, we're still good, we're just gonna let it happen, that's my girl. Thank you, Jenna, for that. That just meant a lot. And then it was just so fun to sing along with all the beasts, hearing the different song choices from everyone. There are some absolutely amazingly talented singers in the mythical community. I was not prepared for the talent that was going to come up on stage, but it was just so fun, because I also haven't done karaoke in a while, but that was the most fun at karaoke I've ever had. Just huge crowd of people being nothing but supportive and singing and dancing and cheering each other on. Like, even if you messed up a line or something, it wouldn't have mattered, because we're all just having so much fun. And the crew, like, I thought I'd be nervous around them, but it just felt like hanging out with friends. Everyone was so nice. Emily's just like, hey, what do you want me to do? And I'm just like, you know, if you want to just do some backup dancing, just do whatever. And I was not expecting her backup dancing to be as majestic as it was, but I couldn't have asked for anything more perfect. Chef's kiss. It was great. And then before heading back to the Shuttles, I decided to take a chance to try something. Now, when they announced the meet and greets as a possibility, I actually asked Lincoln and AMA, like, hey, if I just so happen to meet you and Rhett at a meet and greet, could I give you guys personal letters to read? And Link, being the little adorable goofy he is, he's like, yeah, totally. And it's a little smiley emoji. So I'm like, okay, well, I don't know if I'm going to meet them or not, but why not just do it? Sit down and write personal letters for them, and, you know, bring them with to see if I can give it to them. And, you know, later I when the meet and greets get selected, I got Emily and Jordan, which I'm so excited to meet them, because if I could be anyone at Mythical, like, if I worked at Mythical and I could pick who I would be, it would be Emily or Jordan, because I love their performance work. They're so freaking funny. I would love to be able to do what they do. Like, I love them, and so happy I got to meet them and talk with them, not just at the meet and greet, but on multiple occasions. But I was like, oh darn, I'm not going to be able to see Rhett and Link to give them my letters. But, you know, I thought on it and was like, you know what, just in case, I should still bring them. And I did. And then at the end of karaoke, you know, like, I was thinking, you know, I already got to talk with Jenna. She's so nice. She sent me that video. Maybe she would be willing to give my letters to them. And so, you know, I grow a big pair of balls, and I walk to Jenna and I'm like, I just have one thing to ask you before you, like, head off for the night. And she was just so nice. I was like, yeah. And I'm like, you can say no, but I have some personal letters I've written for Rhett and Link with me, and would you be willing to pass them on to them? And she said, of course I could. And that I was just so, like, taken aback and happy, because, like, I didn't want to feel like I was taking advantage of her position for, like, asking her to do this. Like, I don't like ever feeling like I'm a crazy fan. I don't ever want to come across that way, but just to take an opportunity to give, like, my genuine thanks and appreciation to Rhett and Link in that kind of way just meant a lot. And to be like, to actually give her my letters, to know that they would be safely given to them, just was literally the cherry on top of the cake for that night. Just just knowing I could be on Ear Biscuits and already performing karaoke with all the fans and just talking to all the fans and getting into all the fun stuff, and just knowing that was just amazing. So I don't know if they read my letters that night or on the way back, but all I know is that I think they got them, and I couldn't ask for anything more than that. But I did get more than that tomorrow. So let's move on to the next day, Saturday. So Saturday was, much earlier. Instead of it, the shuttles running at 2:30, start at 9:30. And that day the shuttles were running late, so I unfortunately was late for the Myrtle Beach podcast, which I wanted to see, but kind of missed out, unfortunately. Instead of waiting for the shuttle, though, I decided to just do an Uber, because I also wanted to compare the trip. The Uber took me a different route, so it was a little faster than the shuttle, but again, I had to pay like $20 for that, so it's like $20 for a slightly shorter route, or free for a little longer route. But I didn't really complain because I had already saved up money for this event, so I knew I'd be dropping some bucks. But, traffic happens, delays happen, so I wasn't mad really. And I ended up getting there at about 10:30, I think. No, not 10:30. I think I got there a little after 10:30, 10:45, 11. So instead of trying to find a spot for the last bit of the Myrtle Beach podcast, I was like, I'm gonna go get myself some mimosas at the Society House. And I go in there with my mimosas and I meet up with some beasts that I met the day before, and we just sit down and chat, meet some new beasts. And I think we sat there and chatted for a good hour probably, I don't know, but I sat there and we chatted up, and I was like, oh, this is great. Just hung out with them. Had 2 nice strong mimosas that start my day, just chatting with new friends, mingling. It was literally a wonderful morning. And then I'm like, well, look at the time. I gotta make my way to Ear Biscuits so I can figure out where to go to have my question potentially read. So I go up there, I find, I go up to the main booth at the big tent where they're doing stuff. They take your name and they're like, okay, we're gonna have a group of you. We're gonna take you all the way up to the front. So if your question gets read, they'll read out the question and your name, and then we'll give you a mic so you can, talk to them and refer to them, as needed and stuff. So that was great to just cut through the crowd and basically feel like a VIP person. Oh, we're just gonna all come right up to the front, because I just assume I never get front seats for any of that, and I frankly usually never don't because I'm on the taller side, so I don't like to feel like I'm blocking people's view, so I don't tend to go directly in front. I like the shorter people to go ahead of me. It's only fair. But to be brought literally right up to the guardrail in front of the stage, and I'm literally nearly dead center in front of them. I was like, this is so cool. And this is real, and it's happening. And then they emerge from the red curtain. They just come out on stage and sit down and start right into it. And it was just so great. And just sitting there being like, maybe they'll read my question, maybe they won't. But 4th person in, I hear them call out for Ev, and they ask my question. And that was great to hear their opinion on my question, which I won't say here because you got to check it out on Ear Biscuits, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or hopefully by the time this video's up, should be on YouTube. But, not just getting to answer a question, but the most important thing to me was, I knew I already gave them my letters, but I was like, I need to take an opportunity to say the most important thing I could ever say to them, and something that I think other beasts would need to hear. So I just took my opportunity to tell them how I would not have come out as transgender if it wasn't for them, which is true. I wouldn't have. And this whole Mythicon experience really was so self-actualizing for me, because it was the first time I could introduce myself as Ev, using the new name that I go by, using my pronouns he, they, and have people respect them. Literally only one person messed up my pronouns and they immediately were corrected themselves. But I never felt so accepted and so myself ever. And I'm gonna play a little clip of what I said just of that moment for Ear Biscuits, so you guys can hear that moment at least if you don't want to head over there, because this little moment right here is probably like if I never got to meet or talk to Rhett and Link ever again, I think I'd be okay with that, because I said the one thing I always wanted to say to them. So here's that little snippet for you guys.
That's kind of the reason I wanted to ask this, because, you know, for me, what you guys have given me is so much more than just the content. I'm not trying to get sappy here, but I wouldn't have...
Do it.
Okay, let's do it. I would not have come out as transgender if it wasn't for you guys. You have made such a safe and welcoming place. I have never felt more accepted and loved here, and you guys just exuded that. And for me, the reason I ask this is because your impact is so much more than just the surface content. I mean, yes, you're eating crabs inside of crabs, which some might say is not the highest quality content out there, but
right.
just the way you embrace the weirdness and all of us, and also on Ear Biscuits just being so open about you guys' stories and your own histories and journeys just helps someone like me be like, you know, feel comfortable with actually being curious about themselves and exploring that. So just, you guys are great for that, and I really thank you for just the positivity and love.
Thank you for sharing that.
Thanks, Ev.
Now, yeah, that means a lot to us.
That was just, like, I'm surprised at how composed I was in the moment, because like literally the day like after on Sunday when I was just recovering at home from Mythicon because I didn't go to the brunch because I'm just a mega beast, I like cried to my parents, just like cried so hard, because I'm like, I got to say the one thing I've wanted to say to them. And the fact that I could say that to them in person, face to face, with other beasts who may or may not relate, but to also hear the beasts like cheering and support and like, you know, being there for me, and to hear Rhett and Link flat out like to me say, thank you, that means a lot for us to hear. Just to directly hear that to me just meant so much, so much. And hopefully, I don't know if they read my letter that night and they knew that I was the same person, but if so, apologies, Rhett and Link, if I gave you guys too many emotions, because I'm sure Mythicon itself was overwhelming, and hopefully I didn't send you guys over the emotional edge, but I'm just so grateful for that opportunity. I'm so grateful for being able to share my story with you and the beasts, and all I can say is thank you for giving me that opportunity, and thank you for all that you've given me over the years. I mean, it's nearly 9 years of being a mythical beast, and I would not be the person I am today if it wasn't for Rhett and Link, if it wasn't for you guys. Like, I would not have come out as transgender, and there's a chance that I might not physically be here at all, if I'm being totally honest. And I'm sorry if that's a little dark to say, but they really brought out the positivity in my life. They helped me through rough patches, and they helped me figure out who I really am. And that is the best gift anyone could give me. So that's all I can say is thank you. They've given me more than I could ever expect, and that's why I'm such a loyal beast, because any little bit that I can give back to them is just another way of me saying thank you. I will happily shill their merch and their content, whatever they're doing. I will happily do that for them, because just them being the crazy, weird, explorative, curious, just them being the guys that they are, being able to see them grow and develop and be open, that's helped me more than anything else they've ever done. And so I will gladly do what I can for them. So again, thank you, Rhett and Link, for that opportunity and for everything. I'll never forget you guys in that moment. It means everything. Moving on. moving on from all the intense sappy stuff, we go to my meet and greet. And that was with Emily and Jordan. So the line, you know, you go into your line, and before doing the meet and greet, they have a photo op of the OG desk, and they have a little Mythicon thing. On the front, they have I couldn't tell if it was the real mic or a prop version of the mic, but they have the mic there and the full backdrop of the set, so you can sit there and look like you're on the show, which was pretty dang cool. But also, when I saw that desk, I'm like, thank God they upgraded to the bigger desk, because, like, I would be so self-conscious working on that small desk when you got two men sitting on it, like, elbows basically off, and all the stuff that they eat and all the glasses just knocking it over, just... it was a good idea to upgrade to the other desk, but I'm glad that they still hold on to that. Like, it's just kind of cute to show that they're a bit nostalgic themselves, being like, hey, look at this thing I found in the back shed. Shouldn't we bring this? That's fun. So I got to do that, and then, oh, I didn't say, everyone had like a ticket for your meet and greet that you picked up at the credentials place, so it says who your meet and greet's with and what time it is, and then you take that, they take it so they can, you know, account for everyone's meet and greets. You go in, they have a little bench where you can take your bag off, but it's definitely very like quick paced, so like if you were hoping to get a long conversation with them, that wasn't the opportunity, which is what I expected. So I see them looking as gorgeous as ever. By the way, how is everyone on the Mythical Crew like freaking gorgeous? Like everyone, like, I don't know if it's just they have a good makeup team or everyone like can afford really good skincare, but everyone is beautiful. Like, I was like, you were thinking like, oh, I'll see them in real life and then more of the flaws will come out. No, literally everyone looks like they're living in HD quality. I don't know if it's something in the air in California or what, but everyone is beautiful and just talented and great. And just, I love you guys. But yeah, I see Emily and Jordan. I get a little chat being like, hey, do you remember me from karaoke? And they're like, yeah, I remember you. And I told them a little bit like, hey, I'm just doing YouTube on the side, and I, you know, would love to do what you guys do. You guys are great, and pose for a cute picture. And I was surprised at how rapid the pictures work. You know, they have like, I don't know what the company was called. It was like Celeb something, but like a company designed for like getting, you know, photo ops with celebrities. But they have the high quality camera, you get your picture, and then you get like a QR code immediately to download it, and then you get your high quality digital of it, which pretty freaking cool. So yeah, I got my little picture with Emily and Jordan. By the way, Emily, I want your outfit. That outfit you were wearing, like, I wish I had that outfit. Like, beautiful. And also Jordan, the bolo tie was a great touch for the night. I need to get myself a bolo tie. A mythical bolo tie would actually be really cool, like of the flame logo and all that. You guys should look into that. But yeah, the meet and greets were very well organized, and when you're done, you exit into the museum and merch area, which by that time was pretty not so packed, so I got to just do a quick little once-over, and I debated buying more merch, but I was like, no, I'm a strong man. I have bills to pay. I can't do it. So I didn't end up buying more merch, but yeah, it was a great little meet and greet and just very well organized. I will say everything was very, very, very well organized, which, you know, was one thing I always worry about with these big events, but everyone just had everything down very solid. Even when there were hiccups, weather problems, things outside their control, like traffic and the weather, just, they really persevered and really worked to make this great, so no complaints there. The next thing I did after that was I went back to the Society House to take part in the Mythical Crew AMA. And that was just really cool to see, you know, the other crew members there. I don't remember everyone who was there, I apologize, but I took a chance to ask a question. I asked them, you know, what advice would you give to people who want to work in your kind of field and industry? Like, what kind of advice would you give? And I really like hearing that advice. Like this whole event really resurged my, you know, passion to create and to push myself and to do this whole channel thing. So the advice they gave me was really like the final like flame that ignited in me, because they told me, you know, like keep pushing, like don't give up, like, you know, don't try to like look too far in the future to forget what you're working on right now, and be okay with where you are right now. And like really good advice, like look for mentors in your field and stuff, and you know, building the skills and educating and that. And I really want to do that. I really want to push myself and like work on improving my skills on music, video editing, audio editing, acting, creating, like all this different stuff. I want to improve myself and like really work to create something of a high quality here, and try not to worry so much about thinking of where I wish I was, instead looking at where I am and what I can do right now to improve myself, and be okay with the little baby steps and the little hiccups, because it's all part of it. So hearing that from all the crew, and also some of their fun stories, and just again hanging out with Mythical Beasts and the crew in the Society House, it was really fun, really nice, and again very intimate, which I was not expecting how cozy and close we would be with everyone there. One aspect like I didn't expect is literally you could just be walking around and crew members are just there hanging out, and if they want a selfie, like they were very kind. I even got a selfie with Michelle, with Trevor. I didn't expect to see Michelle there, and I told her how much we miss her, and she's got to come back, because if she don't, I'm gonna be mad. But yeah, literally every crew member's just like casually hanging out everywhere on the ranch, so you could just be like, hey, how you doing? Like it literally just felt like a little family with all of us there. It was amazing. Sorry, I got a little silly there. I'm always silly. What we talk about. But the next big thing was the main event, the Rhett and Link live, with the never before seen stuff on stage, which at first I was worried they were going to do something that would cause them to like hurt themselves, because I love them and I love it when they try new things, but the last thing I want is anyone pulling a muscle and breaking it back, you know? But it was great. They come in riding their tandem bike and open with my favorite song of theirs ever, I'm on Vacation. God, sorry about all the tongue twisters. But that's why we call it a ramble. It's supposed to be candid. It's supposed to be natural. But they come in rocking I'm on Vacation, and I just sing my little heart out to it because I love it so much. And you know, they sing a bunch of other songs, but they also did what I wasn't expecting, a GMM game. They did the dartboard country game where they would bring Mythical Beasts from the audience and try to guess where they're from in the world. And I thought that was really fun, very clever. And thank God they used foam darts, because if they had a real metal dart, like, things would have gone horrible. But they know what they were doing. And, you know, that was a great section. But obviously the best thing that they did was, well, that we did, I should say, is we summoned aliens. That's right. We got together and we sang and chanted and did like a whole meditative thing, and literally an alien in a UFO just shows up, beams down to the stage, and it was amazing. Definitely was not Charles in an alien costume. Absolutely not. It was a real alien that just so happened to have a person's face in their mouth that also happened to look and sound exactly like Link's dad. Total coincidence. But that whole alien sequence was so funny. I laughed so hard that I literally like turned to the banister on like the thing and like smacked it. Like you know something's really funny when I like tilt my head back and I like smack the nearest counter next to me. Like that's how you know we're getting the pants wetting comedy. But they do that. They do this whole thing with the time gate where they go to the past and present and future, and that was amazing. I mean, they obviously used Jordan and his amazing comedic abilities very well. Just everything I love about what they do was incorporated in there. They got the comedy, they got the music, they got the mythicality, they got all of that. It was just so great and just such a fun time to sing and laugh with all the beasts there. Like, it was really freaking amazing. Couldn't have asked for a better first time live performance for me. And yeah, let me note again that this is the first time I've ever seen or done anything with Rhett and Link live. I've never gone to like a VidCon convention, never saw them on tour. This was my first experience, and it could not have been a better first experience, both for just the live show and for the whole mythical event. Like literally, I couldn't have, like, I got more than I thought I would, you know. I talked to the freaking guys. I got to give them letters. Like, that's all still blowing my mind, and I am so incredibly grateful for that. Like, I will probably be saying that 1,000 times in this, so just amazing, truly amazing. But after that, I went to get a nice spot for the Rhinestone Cowboy dance party, because Link was going to debut his DJ persona, and I was not going to miss that. But as I do, 2 mythical beasts come up to me and say, "Are you a cosmic beast?" And I heard rumors on Thursday. Some other mythical beasts were talking about how there was this like Tumblr website and these secret clues about some alien thing going on about being a cosmic beast. And I'd only heard the rumors, and I was like, that's cool, but I haven't seen anything about this, and I don't have the time right now to dedicate to solving this right before like the event starts tomorrow. But they come up to me and they say, well, like, we solved all the clues, and we were able to not only get ourselves IDs, but +1s for the Cosmic Beast meetup. Would you like one? And I'm like, yes! Like, I don't know what this is. We could be doing a frickin' alien blood sacrifice and an official cult thing, but I don't care. I want whatever this is. And so they hand me an alien ID card. And I gotta show you this, because this is freaking cool. So this is my alien identification card. And like, this is not just like a piece of paper. This is like a nice thick ID card. And on the back is a QR code. So there's like a virtual version of the Cosmic Beast meetup if you couldn't be there. But literally you get an ID card and they're all unique. Like, every single one is different, a different name and a different picture. But I personally absolutely love the art of mine. Like, this is gorgeous. Very, almost reptilian in nature. Amazing. But you get this ID card, and the meet and greet area has been converted into this cosmic alien club. And you give the bouncer your ID, and they're like, head on in. And there's, you know, futuristic glowing tables and the beautiful like crashed UFO cutout, more free cocktails. But by far the best part about this is that the crew is just hanging out in there. So I got to talk to Mike Paisley and all the other crew members again. I met so many. Nicole was there, V was there, Lily was even there before the thing, you know, Link's daughter. Rhett even stopped by. I didn't get a chance to say hi to him because he was basically swarmed the minute he showed up, and I'm like, we had your biscuits. I'm just gonna give him a little nod and be like, hey, how you doing, bud, from a distance, and just let him see the other beasts before then. And Stevie showed up, and we got to take a big group picture, which whoever is the mythical beast that got that group picture of all his cosmic beasts, put it on Twitter or something, because I would love that. I know one person got a big group picture, and whoever you are, I need it. Track them down. Everyone track them down. But just so amazing, and I'm so honored that I got to be a part of it. We did the cha-cha slide with David Hill leading, like, just to get to meet everyone again, like, and it was so cool to see, like, I got to talk with Jordan about my whole YouTube channel, and like, got to talk to him in full, like, to have these intimate interactions and real conversations, to go up to the different crew members and people and just to ask them how they're taking this all in. It was really amazing. And I was just so honored that these 2 other mythical beasts, who, apologies again, I can't remember your names, I'm really bad with names, but were willing to just give me this extra pass for this unique opportunity to just hang out for a bit and meet the crew in a more intimate setting. It was amazing, like, literally so much fun. And, you know, those last 2 drinks really got me super pumped for Link's DJ set. So I hung out there and headed on. After hanging out there for a little bit, I decided I'm gonna head over because Link's gonna be on any second now. So I head back to the Rhinestone dance party, and before Link's on, they're already doing some DJing stuff. You know, everyone's already kind of dancing, finding their spots. They put up all the like glittery streamers and stuff, and they had this beautiful, I couldn't really get a good shot because it was like right up front, but this beautiful disco ball bull head that again was made by the by the art department, which just amazing work again. Like, ugh. Like the details on everything. I'm a sucker for detail, so like literally fantastic. And then the moment happens. The lights dim. Dramatic music begins to play, and he emerges. And, you know, I was expecting something extravagant from Link, because he's the king of fashion, and when he gets like in his persona, he is like committed. But what I saw was so much more fabulous and mythical, more than what I was expecting, and I loved it. And his DJ persona is Elkhound Snuggle Baby. I freaking love that. Like, if he does not release like private merch for Elkhound Snuggle Baby, someone else has to jump on that, because I love it. I loved the white fur cloak, the giant antlers with rope and rhinestones, those killer tinted glasses he has that I freaking love, and anyone who sasses him on it is just jealous that they can't pull it off. But it was amazing. He had a great set of music. A Mythical Beast Spencer made a really great Spotify playlist, which I'm going to put in the description below. That's the full song set for the event that he did, and I was very, very impressed. Like, I'll be honest, I was nervous that there was going to be some sort of like mishap, but he really like worked hard to make this a great DJ set. Amazing song list, interesting variety. Like, he was just so great at DJing. He knew when to like turn the music down so we could all sing together. Really good transitions. Like, he was a great DJ. Like, literally an amazing DJ. And I would easily hire him for a party. Like, that was so great. To see him just dancing, having a good time with us, the crew members and his family. Like, they were all just there having a good time. It could not have been a better way to end the night. Just all of us partying together, having fun. And that was probably the first time in my life I literally danced till I dropped, or at least near dropping, because like at that point I had had 6 super strong cocktails and not a lot of good nutrition in me, and I had been walking and dancing and screaming and singing this whole weekend, and literally it got to the point where I'm dancing and I'm like, if I don't stop dancing now, I'm either going to pass out or vomit, or both. And I've never partied like that before. Like, I've never gotten to that point partying before. Like, I wasn't so out of it that I was gonna make bad decisions, but I was like, you know what? There's only 15 minutes left of this dance party. The Shuttles are running. It's Halloween night in Austin, so it's gonna be crazy. I think I've got everything I need from this event, and I'm safe to head out now and head home. And that's what I did. I got home. I was on the first shuttle back, and I was just beaming. I was tired, but in the best way. Like, I was just holding onto my backpack on the shuttle, like, this was so great. And literally, I got home at like 2 a.m. and I laid in bed. I slept until 1 p.m. and I got up. My voice was wrecked, like completely gone. And I just put on like one of my old Mythical hoodies and I'm just like, hi guys, I'm so happy. Like, literally, the thing about Mythicon is that it all kind of felt like a dream. Like, in the moment, like, I knew this was all happening. Everything was happening. And yet, everything was so much better than I thought, that it was so dreamlike. Like, and it's just hard to put into words how amazing it was. And then I get back home and it's amazing how, I mean, this is why the video took so long to make, and why this video is actually much harder than I expected to make, is because it was hard. And I'm sure other beasts felt the same, but it was hard to go back to my reality, if you can say that. To go back home where people like just driving are not courteous of others, where there's like crime and hate all over the place, and even like in my own workplace, not being given the respect or being understood. It was tough and immediately kind of draining to go from this place where I finally felt like I was accepted and I could finally be me, to be free to talk to people, to mingle, just that sense of freedom and happiness and love, to finally go back and see this world that is so full of hate for no reason. It's hard. And it just made me really reflect more on how proud I am to be a mythical beast and in this community, but also that whatever it is that makes us in this community so loving and positive, we need to find a way to spread that throughout the world. That's why I want to support Rafa's project, the project Mythical Beasts, so bad. I want the world to be able to get at least a taste of mythicality, so we can work toward getting a world that feels like Mythicon. That feeling that we had, or at least that I had, I could talk to anyone, different ages. I was even talking to kids, elderly people of all different genders and sexualities and different countries and different continents and just all over the world. Like, everyone has different experiences and backgrounds, different beliefs. But despite all that, we could all laugh. We could all support each other, respect each other. And it was so beautiful. Even when things were going wrong, when things weren't perfect, like, those little things didn't bother us, because we all just sat there and we all could say we're still good. We still had each other. We were still having a great time. We could laugh and just sing, dance, and not worry about judgment. It's beautiful. And I think we could share that with the whole world. Like, whatever it is that makes us mythical beasts, we need to spread that love however we can, truly being our mythical best and finding a way to spread that to the world. Like, that is so important now, more than ever. And I just want to be able to just hope that one day I can just go out in the world and feel even a sliver of what I felt at Mythicon. The freedom to be me, and the freedom to be safe as myself. I think that's the biggest thing, is I felt so safe. And even when I'm like at work, I feel like at work, or just even at like certain family get-togethers, I feel this need of having to protect myself from, like, protect them from myself in a way. And I shouldn't have to feel that way. Like literally, that was to hear Rhett and Link call me Ev, to hear other mythical beasts call me Ev, to introduce myself as Ev, to be referred to as they or as he. It was amazing. It was everything. And I hope one day that that I can live in a world, that other people can live in a world where they feel that way. I'm just so grateful for what Mythicon has given me. It's just really hard to put in the words. It might seem silly to some people that this convention could do so much, and yet it really has. So again, everyone behind Mythicon, thank you. I appreciate everything you've done. But that's all I kind of got to say. I mean, hopefully everything came out as organized as possible. I really wanted to make sure I could share my experience as best as I could with you guys, and I'm just so taken aback by everything I got to do, all the opportunities. It was more than I could have ever asked for. But yeah, thank you guys for watching this video, and again, sorry it came out so late, but I wanted to do my best to make it the best video for what it was, you know, do the event justice. If you haven't seen my original song, A Good Mythical Morning, you should check that out. I'm gonna have that in the description, because you know, it's about a year now. Like November 4th was when I uploaded it, so it's been a whole year since I made that song. And you know, even though I hadn't come out yet when I wrote the song, every word in it is still 100% true to how I feel, and I'm still very proud of that song. So feel free to take a look at that. Also, feel free to take a look at my last video, which is a cover of Rhett's song, or I should say James and the Shame song, Kill a Man. I'm really doing my best to explore my lower tones of singing and developing a more masculine singing voice than, you know, I'm used to having. And it was just so fun singing that song. And it was the first time I had to edit out audio and practice doing audio engineering, so that was a fun little challenge for me too. So check that video out. Again, please take a look at Rafa's channel and support her project Mythical Beasts. That should all be in the description below. And also, of course, be sure to subscribe if you want to see what else I'm doing. Hopefully more cover songs, more original songs. I'm looking into finally learning how to play guitar, so hopefully I can start creating some original songs that are, you know, a little more developed, not as rudimentary, I guess. I don't know if that's the right word. I don't write scripts for this stuff. Please comment below if you were at Mythicon, what was your favorite part? If you weren't at Mythicon, what would you would you like to be a part of Mythicon, I guess? Just feel free to comment with me, interact. If you met me at Mythicon, say hi. I'd love to, you know, get to talk with you again and, you know, make more mythical friends. Also check out the Ear Biscuits that I was on. Not just to hear my question, but other great questions from Mythical Beasts, and just a fun live event. Check out all the live podcasts. I feel like I shouldn't have to tell you that, but check them all out. Everyone's amazing. Charles, Trevor, Josh, Nicole, Stevie, Nadine, or Nagin, I hope I'm saying your name right. I apologize, but go support them all. They're all great people that work real hard, and they all deserve the love. But yeah, like if you thought this video was alright, you want to see more rambles, whether it be mythical or not. Hit the bell so when I do upload a video, you know what happened, because sometimes my videos just kind of, surprise, here's a video, because I don't really have a consistent schedule, but I'm going to try my best to upload more, because I want to create more. I want to develop myself and, you know, just really see what Ev can do, you know? Let's just see what I can do. Let's just throw it all at the wall. Throw the pasta and see if it sticks. But yeah, that's about it for this. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see y'all later.